What is up, everyone? Welcome to MMA Island. We got Zach, we got Chris, and we got the fight picks, and we have the co-main event of the evening, which just happens to be the fight for the vacant light heavyweight championship. Actually, no, scratch that. This is the champion Dominick Reyes' first defense against number one contender Jan Blachowicz. How will the defending champ do? How will the contender do? Chris will tell you to find out.
So the thing I like about Dominick Reyes, he's Hispanic, he's young, he's an athlete, he's also Hispanic, he's an athlete, and he's young. He's athletic. No, I'm kidding. I think Dominick Reyes wins this one. Honestly, I just with John, he's obviously a great fighter, but he has some notable losses to Jimmy Manuwa. I mean, obviously, like a lot of these losses are from a couple years ago, but to me, they put a staple on to how good Jan is in the fight game. And, with Reyes, he's obviously undefeated. He gave John Jones his toughest test today, honestly. I mean, maybe Gustafsson, maybe that was his toughest test. But, he still brought the fight to him in a fight that many people thought that John would win. But, looking at Reyes' style, he just has definitely – I would have to say he has definitely the better boxing. We've seen in the Jimmy Manuwa rematch with Jan, I think Jimmy Manuwa was actually controlling the fight, going into rounds 1 and 2. Maybe it's been a while since I watched that fight, but then Jan started to pick up the pace and landed some more shots. But to be honest, like, with John, he obviously packs a punch. He's a product of Polish power, and but I don't know. With this fight, I feel like Reyes shouldn't have the advantage on the ground as well. This is a tough fight to predict because, I mean, like I said in a previous fight pick video, it is kind of like an immovable force versus immovable object versus an unstoppable force. But they're gonna meet power with power, and they hit very, very hard, and they're the best light heavyweights outside of John Jones. Maybe Reyes is. Maybe they're better. We never got to see that John versus Jones fight, but I have to go with Reyes with this one. I feel like he's more tactical. I feel like he's more technical. And I feel like his boxing will be able to – I feel like his boxing is good enough to outpoint John in this one. And I don't think any of them see this fight going the distance, but I think their chins are good enough to go the distance in this fight. So I have to pick Reyes by the judge's decision.
First of all, how dare you disrespect Thiago Santos like that? But I can get over it. So one thing when I first started deeply studying Dominick Reyes' fight tape was for his fight with Chris Weidman. And I noticed that this guy's lateral cage movement, which is side-to-side cage movement, is just amazing. His footwork is impeccable. The way that he's able to move across the cage is honestly amazing to watch. And what he does is he gets guys to follow him. And that means that they start to strike. And Dominick Reyes is the best counter-striker in the division. He will make opponents pay for these bad shots. Now, Jan Blachowicz is an absolutely good fighter. The legendary Polish power, I will say, is overrated. Now, he has had a few knockouts in recent times. Yes, the Corey Anderson knockout and the Luke Rockhold knockout. But those are his only two knockouts ever since 2014. The legendary Polish power might be a bit overrated, and the legendary Polish power struck chinny fighters in Luke Rockhold and Corey Anderson. So let's not go crazy with his power. Now, when Jan Blachowicz wants to be technical, he can be technical, but the guys on heavy hands put it the best. He is susceptible to these things called Blachowicz blitzes, where this guy he'll just come out of nowhere, he'll be super technical, and then he'll just charge forward with reckless abandon and swing. This is what got him knocked out against Thiago Santos, if you remember. He was winning the fight against Thiago Santos, and then he decides to lunge forward, and that gets him caught and knocked out. And while the explosiveness of Thiago Santos is definitely better than the explosiveness of Dominick Reyes, Dominick Reyes is, as I mentioned earlier in this breakdown, he is better at making opponents follow him because of his movement, and his counter striking is elite. You see, if Blachowicz makes one mistake during these blitzes, he will absolutely get caught, because we saw he was able to hit John Jones when moving to the side and moving away from John Jones. That's stuff we've never seen before. We've never seen anyone be able to do that to Jones before. Reyes did. He did that. And I think that also if Reyes wants to pressure forward, we've seen Blachowicz kind of accept going onto the back foot as well against the fight that he should have lost against Jacare. Call me biased if you want to. That's fine. I know that I am, but Jacare won the first 3 rounds. That's final. It's just how it is. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. If I did, Jacare would win the fight. But that shows me if someone like Jacare is able to keep him up against the cage, that shows how much Jan Blachowicz will accept the back position and being on the back foot. And he's not as good of a counter striker as Dominick Reyes is, and he's not as good of a counter striker as Dominick Reyes is an active striker. Dominick Reyes' hands are absolutely elite, and I think that they are faster. He has more speed than Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz's one advantage in this fight is on the ground again. He has a BJJ black belt, but he does not have that good of wrestling. I think he's going to have a hard time getting the fight to the ground. So I think we're going to see Jan Blachowicz trying to initiate a lot of clinch exchanges, because we see a lot of fighters who aren't good at wrestling but good at jiu-jitsu. They'll always get the fight on the ground through the clinch. You'll see that. But you do not want to clinch up with Dominick Reyes. He will make you pay for bad entries. And that's why I think Reyes is going to win this fight.
By the way, just a reminder, Dominick Reyes is Hispanic.
Yes, and he is an athlete. He is an athlete. He played football, you guys. Isn't that insane? That's crazy. He played football. But anyways, all jokes aside, Blachowicz makes the mistakes that Dominick Reyes is best suited to take advantage of. I think that's the best and most simple way I can put it, and that's why Reyes is going to knock him out in the middle rounds and defend his belt. Do you have Jan Blachowicz becoming the champion and dethroning the current king? Let us know in the comments below. We got the rhymes, we got the fight picks, and we got the main event coming up next with the fight and the matchup of the year. If you've come this far, don't you dare stop now. You're going to keep on moving. You're going to watch the rest. You are going to watch the Adesanya versus Costa prediction. And as always, we'll see you there.